What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Legitical Response. It's a channel focused mostly on debunking BS mainstream propaganda machine narratives, right? We read political stories and we put them through the logic test. That's what we do around here. We try to keep the people informed on what's going on inside the government because we all need to know what the government is doing. They are in charge of our lives, essentially. And some of these people are very, very corrupt, and we need to get them out of there. So you guys need to know what's going on inside the government. So that's what I'm here for. We read out news. What's up? How the hell's your day going? I hope you're having a pretty good day. Me, personally, I'm running short today. I got a company Christmas party to go to, so I'm not going to be too long. You're not going to catch me ranting all that much. But if you could, do me a big favor. If you're new around here, smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. And if you could, it would be very appreciated. If you could, smash that like button for me. I would be very, very grateful. Thanks. But let's go ahead and get into some news because, like I said, I'm running short today. Now, I'm sure everybody knows that last night, the Colorado Supreme Court voted 4-3 to take Trump off the 2024 GOP primary ballot. This has caused a major wave in the mainstream. You've got the left, they're going absolutely insane, cheering, yeah. But they're constantly screaming about threats to democracy. But yet they're undermining democracy to save democracy somehow. It's very, very hypocritical if you look at it. I cannot believe that they're actually doing this, and they are the ones constantly screaming about threat to my democracy. Oh, it's a threat to democracy, and they're undermining democracy at every single freaking chance they get. Now, we have a little bit of pushback. Dan Patrick suggests taking Biden off ballot in Texas. This is great. This is funny. It'll never happen, but it's awesome to see it. That means some of these GOP politicians are finally getting the picture that the left and the Democrats have gone off the cliff. They've gone totally insane, and they're using every single bit of lawfare that they can use to try to undermine democracy, essentially, to get Trump off the ballot because they know Trump is dangerous to them because he would reunify this country, I believe. He would bring the United States back into where it's supposed to be by sealing up our borders, stopping all these foreign wars, and getting rid of corruption in the government. You want those three things? Vote for Donald Trump and you'll get them. Check this out, though. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick on Tuesday suggested taking President Biden off the ballot in Texas due to his handling of immigration, citing the Colorado Supreme Court's ruling to kick former President Trump off the state's ballot. Insanity. Seeing what happened in Colorado tonight makes me think, except we believe in democracy in Texas, maybe we should take Joe Biden off the ballot in Texas for allowing 8 million people to cross the border since he's been president, disrupting our state far more than anything anyone else has done in recent history, Patrick said in an interview with Fox News anchor Laura Ingraham, and he's totally correct. That 8 million is just the ones we know about. The estimates are closer to 15 million. I believe I said that yesterday. Estimates are closer to 15 million. Could be anywhere in between that 8 and 15 million. We just don't know. But I would push for it being the higher number, considering last night there was 12,600 migrants come through Eagle Pass last night. Insanity, folks. Our system cannot handle that. We're taking these people in. We're putting them in housing. We're doing all this. We're having to feed them until they can get on their feet. You know, they're getting welfare and all this other stuff. Our system cannot handle it. We do not need to be putting these people through this crap because they come across the border, they get apprehended, they go to one of these camps, and they're just sitting there. Why are we doing this? Why are we not stopping these people, telling them, stay where you're at? File whatever you got to come through, file your paperwork with the government so you can come into this country the legal way. The Colorado Supreme Court on Tuesday handed the Trump campaign a major blow, ruling the former president should be kicked off the state's Republican primary ballot under the 14th Amendment due to his role in the January 6, 2021 Capitol attack, which, if you look at it from a logical perspective, he had no role in that. The 4-3 ruling cited the 14th Amendment's insurrection clause, which is irrelevant, and argued Trump was involved in an insurrection by prompting false claims of election fraud and directing his supporters to go toward the Capitol on January 6th. Peacefully, mind you. Now, you see what they're trying to do here? They're trying to use speech. They're trying to use this.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. Today we will see whether Republicans stand strong for integrity of our elections.
As some sort of call to arms for these people to bum rush the Capitol, fight with police, break down barriers, and go into the Capitol. And for what reason, I have no idea. I don't know why these people decided to do this. Trump did not tell them to do it. He told them to go home once he found out they had busted into the Capitol. He is always saying we are the party of law and order. He would never want this to happen because he is not an idiot. He knows that when that happened, all this crap that has happened would happen, essentially. The 4 majority justices ruled the office of the presidency falls under the insurrection clause, which says those who previously took oaths to support the Constitution as a member of Congress, officer of the United States, member of any state legislature, or executive or judicial officer of any state cannot engage in a rebellion against it. But you notice they left out the part where it says elector of president or vice president. But you notice that Section 3 of the 14th Amendment does not say president nor vice president. Doesn't say either one of those. Why? Why, when they wrote this 14th Amendment out so eloquently, they made sure to put in, Congress, Senate, judicial members, any state officer, federal officer and state officers. Why would they forget president? Because it doesn't fall under the president. So this makes that totally irrelevant. I've heard other arguments too of saying, well, he hasn't even been charged with insurrection. Well, that kind of doesn't matter. We can look past that because look at George Santos. Okay, he was charged with some things, but he was booted out of Congress before he was convicted. So if you're innocent until proven guilty, he should still be in Congress, but he's not. Like I've said, in my opinion, there's way too much evidence. Get rid of this guy. Who cares? But they are undermining our democracy with this. And like I said yesterday, now is the time we need to stand up and fight. Trump's campaign has vowed to appeal the ruling to the U.S. Supreme Court. Trump appointed 3 members of its 6-member conservative majority. Patrick's comments came amid a flurry of criticism of Biden's handling of the U.S. southern border from both sides of the aisle. That's right, we talked about that yesterday. Go check that video out if you haven't seen it. It was a pretty good one, I might add. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I think I did okay. Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed a border law earlier this week, which is what I talked about yesterday, allowing for the prosecution of migrants entering the U.S. from Mexico. It would allow any Texas law enforcement officer to arrest those who are suspected of entering the country illegally. Those arrested would either agree to a judge's order to leave the U.S. or be charged with misdemeanors. That's right. While the law is likely to set up a battle between Texas and the federal government, Patrick appeared optimistic Texas would win such challenges. So we spent a lot of time, Laura, in the Senate writing this bill along with the governor, and we believe we have a bill that will survive any type of Supreme Court challenge because we are being invaded, Patrick told Ingram. And he's right, and the federal government isn't doing a damn thing about it. As a matter of fact, they're aiding and abetting these illegal migrants to come in. What else can you do? We need for this to stop. New York mayor saying his city's going to be destroyed by this. You've got homeless encampments. They're more worried about these migrants than they are our own homeless population. They're more worried about the borders of some corrupt country in Europe than they are about the borders in their own country. They're more worried about anti-Semitism than they are about people in this country. Do you see where I'm going with this, people? The Democrats hate you. Republicans' frustrations over the U.S.-Mexico border have been at the forefront in the Senate, with many on the right demanding stricter border measures as part of a larger deal to fund border security, Ukraine and Israel. After days of negotiations with the White House and the Department of Homeland Security, the Senate went home without a deal. Yay. Meanwhile, immigration advocates in Congress, primarily Democrats, told The Hill earlier this month they are upset with the White House for linking Ukraine funding and border policy in the White House supplemental funding request. Yeah, and the reason they wanted to do that was to hold that little dog whistle so Republicans would get their border security and agree to fund a foreign corrupt government's war. But y'all know how I feel about that. Putin, evil dictator, right? He's got his land bridge. He's not going any further than what he is. I heard somebody in the comments the other day trying to say, oh, well, he's just biding his time. What? He's waiting? He's going to do that later? He's going to invade the rest of Ukraine later? Who the hell goes into a war, gets a little bit of land, and just sits there for 2 years? I'm sorry. That's not how this thing works. He's got his land bridge. That's all he wanted. He wanted that Donetsk and Luhansk region. That's it. But that's all I got for this video, folks. Like I said, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about Trump getting taken off the ballot. What in the hell is going on with that? Have the Democrats gone absolutely freaking nuts? The answer to that is yes. What do you think about Dan Patrick wanting to take Biden off the damn ballot? That's a pretty good counter. Will it work? Probably not. He's probably just blowing in the wind with that one. But it does show the Republicans are frustrated with the Democrats because they have gone absolutely stinking nuts. But you let me know down in the comments what you think. And that's all I got for y'all. I want to thank everybody for watching. I sure do appreciate it a whole bunch. And like I said, if you're new around here, smash that subscribe button for me. Turn on your notifications because I post videos like this every single day. You can hear me ranting and raving about all kinds of stuff. But if you also could, do me a favor, smash that like button for me. And try to be positive. Peace.